Hey guys, so I'm gonna tell you the story of that statue. Um, she's gorgeous, but like I have her over there anyways. I don't want to move, but I'm gonna tell you. So many years ago, not many years ago, but years ago when I first started down this path with Santa Muerte, I don't remember exactly where I saw this statue, the one that's half woman, half Santa Muerte, half skull basically. I don't remember where I saw it, but it had to have been somewhere online because I know for a fact I didn't see it in person. And I remember I fell in love with it. There was just something I can't explain. I felt so drawn, and I remember thinking, like, one day I have to have that statue. Over the time, or as time went by, I kind of forgot about it. And so, as you guys know, back at that time I was living in Miami, and in Miami there wasn't really many places that would sell Santa Muerte statues, and especially like authentic, like Mexican ones and stuff like that. So now that I'm in Texas, a friend of mine, he messaged me and he sent me a picture of this huge Santa Muerte ofrenda, aka altar, from a store here in Austin. And it's like an old school ofrenda with like a ton of candles from people there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where's that at? So he told me the name of the store, and I wanted to go see the altar, right, and just check out the store. And it was actually a store that I had passed by a bunch of times, and I'd been meaning to go in and like look at it, but I never did. And then so it happened to be the same store. So when I went in, I saw the ofrenda, and then right next to it, there was basically statues of Santa Muerte everywhere for sale. And I saw this statue. They had her also in white, and I was like, oh my mother effing god. So I asked the lady, I'm like, how much is it? She was like, it's $120. And I was like, okay. So I was just looking at it, and I was like, okay, like I really shouldn't be spending money. I was like, but I'm thinking to myself, right? I was like, I really want it. And then I was like, ugh. I've been trying to control my impulses. So I was like, okay. I walked around, look at the store. I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, let me not. So I left. And the way, like, I think now, I'm like, okay, anything that has to do with Santa Muerte, I'm like, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. So I left, and obviously I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, oh my god, I really want that statue. And I came home, a couple days went by, I was still thinking about it. And I remember thinking, okay, I didn't even approach her ofrenda to ask her this. I simply thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell Santa Muerte that if they were to leave the statue for $80, I will buy it. But it was a thought. Like, I think I was driving or something. And I was like, you know what? And then, so my intention was to come to her ofrenda here at home and to sit down and tell her, look, if that statue is meant to be with me, like, tell the lady to leave it to me for $80. But I never did. It was just a thought. Days went by, and then I couldn't stop thinking about the statue. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'll buy it for $120. It's not a big deal. So I remember it was like a Monday, I think it was. Oh, when I was determined to get it, it was a Sunday, and they're closed on Sundays. So I remember I was anxiously waiting for Monday so I could go right after work. So I remember that after work I flew, like if there was like a freaking, I don't know, like if I was like running from the cops or something. Like, I hauled ass to the store to get the statue. And I went in completely determined to pay the $120. Oh, and the day, I think before, a day or two before that, I had just gotten the big 7-foot statue in the house. Which again was black, and for this whole story of like the black one or whatever, then go to that video. So when I walk in there, I go up to the statue again and I ask the lady, I'm like, how much? Like, just, whatever, to confirmation of the same price. I'm like, oh, how much is it? And she's like, 120. And I was like, okay. And then she walked up to me and I was like, I said to her, I don't know which one to get, the white one or the black one. She was really sweet. She goes, okay, close your eyes, and whichever one you think about first, that's the one you get. But I didn't close my eyes, and I said to her, actually, I recently got this 7-foot statue in my apartment of Santa Muerte, which was totally unexpected. And I told her the story, right? Because the story was pretty amazing in itself. And I tell her, how the story, how it happened. And then I'm like, yeah, so I don't know why, but I'm definitely drawn to the black one. And then she picks it up, that statue that you're looking at. She picks it up and she looks at her and she says in Spanish, what do you say? Do you want to go? And then I say to her, you're right, because it's not what I want. It's not what we want. It's what she wants. And she looks at me and she says, you know what? She tells me whispering. She's like, only because it's you, I'm going to give it to you for $85. And I said, thank you so much. I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I said, I actually thought about telling Santa Muerte that if you would leave it for 80, that I would take her. But I thank you. Like, I'll take it for 85. And then when she rang me up, she gave it to me for 80. So you guys, that was incredible because I didn't ask for a discount. I didn't say, could you leave it for cheaper? Is that the best? Nothing. I was going to take it for the 120. We were simply discussing the color and I told her the story of the black one. And then when she looked at her at Santa Muerte and she said that, then she looked up at me and said that. Like I always tell you guys, those are the moments that like blow me away with Santa Muerte because again, it was just a thought that I had. Like I didn't even actually ask her for that. It was a thought of me thinking I want to ask her for that. Like that, oh, if they do this. And so anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. She's gorgeous. Let me see. Her leg that's peeking out, I don't know if you can see it there. Her leg is like the bone, and obviously you could see her arm is the bone sticking out too. Behind the roses is an owl, and I have around her neck, obviously, the Santa Muerte pendant. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, show her to you, and that's it. And